Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am PJ. So, it's thunderstorming here halfway through December. I think the lows today are going to be in the low 40s. Go Ozarks. I've been doing a lot of things on my own around the house because SK has deployed with Grindstone, which is comprised primarily, but not exclusively, of Shofarians. And so a big part of our crew, our tribe, is many states away right now. And so those of us left behind have had to pick up the extra chores. And while nobody has too many chores in a normal day, when you reduce the number of people doing the chores, yeah, it takes more time. But check it out. Stuff still gets done because tribe. I was forcing myself to contemplate the unthinkable. And if there was some type of disaster like that in this area that affected some of the Shofarians, how would we handle that? Excuse me. And, wow, it would be good to have tribe right now if you were in the beaten zone, because we would just take care of each other. And because we're very much like family, it would just go a lot smoother. Plus the fact that we're all prepared times 10, right? That would help. So keep working on your tribe. Because SK's been gone, I've had more time to watch mindless YouTube videos. And one of a series, I think there were 3 and I saw like 1.5. It was about the most, I don't know, they had some grandiose words, but it was about a group of 3%ers that had a get together with people from several states. I think they had like, a 4-day FTX or something. And if there's a lot of interest, I guess I could go find it again and post at least the first one here, and you can follow your nose for the other ones. But I'm going to keep swatting flies. Can you believe I'm fighting flies in December? So if there's interest, I'll post it. But some comments on that. Because if you think about it, whenever people get together and do things related to preparedness, the things we're all interested in, that's a net plus, right? It's a net plus. And so what I noticed about the people gathered, and I don't know, it looked like they had about 50 or so people. They came from all walks of life. They were mostly in their 30s to 50s, I'd say. Weren't a whole lot of super young people that were on camera. What do I know? They all showed up somewhere and set up little campsites. And by that, I'm talking the big wall tents with like maybe a tarp and a little kitchen thing going on outside, and, chairs and campfires. And so I've been to many things like that. They're always good because you get to be around people of like mind. It's nice not to have to explain yourself to people you're with. Now, this was a group of 3%ers. I'm not a 3%er per se, but that's what they had in common. And so they didn't have to explain stuff to themselves. They even had one really skinny woman, like too skinny, needs to eat some milkshakes, that had like a 3%er tattoo on her arm. It's like, wow, you're pretty serious about this. Of course, they were all armed. Well, I mentioned the one skinny one. I guess you would say that these were average Americans because too many of them were too fat. When I did my Vice video, I was too fat. I am still a little too fat for me. Well-fed Americans, right? We'll think fondly on these days someday. But I guess that's a point right there. If you think you're going to defend liberty or anything else, and I'm not that sure what the 3%ers are all about, and I don't really care. They're a group of patriotic Americans who see what's coming and are taking steps to prepare for it. That's what I get out of them. While it's fun to gather and it's fun to buy toys and it's fun to shoot, which we're going to get to here in a little bit, gang, one of the most important things you can do, whether you're the little old lady who just plans on making pancakes for people, or you're the warrior who's going to be on security and repel borders, one of the best, most important things you can do is get in shape. And it doesn't cost any money. It just costs effort, real effort. And so I encourage you all, again, go get in shape. Quit being fat. Start eating good food and not nearly as much of it. One of the things I've discovered, I'm horrible, right? I'm like one of those reformed smokers. But one of the things I've discovered, and I told SK, because I chart my weight. Every morning I weigh myself when I get out of bed. And sure, there's the normal fluctuations of, water weight, or you had a big dinner last night as opposed to most nights or something. But in general, if you look at a week, you should see a trend going one way or another, right? If you look at a month, you certainly should. And one of the things I've noticed is that to maintain my weight now, and I weigh more than I want to maintain my weight now, to maintain it, this level, I don't have to eat very much at all. And my weight just stays there. And I'm active and I work out every day. I don't work out like I used to when I was 30, but I work out every day. And I told SK, when I get down to 175, I just wonder what I'm going to be able to eat. I don't know. My metabolism must have slowed down. I just don't know how I didn't weigh 400 pounds in those days when I would have the big breakfast, pancakes, bacon when I ate that. Now I can have turkey bacon, or beef bacon. But, pancakes, bacon, eggs, big breakfast, and then a lunch at, a Whopper with cheese and sometimes a double Whopper with cheese, a milkshake and a Coke. Fries, and then a regular dinner, this much food. I have no idea how I did that and didn't weigh 400 pounds, because if I eat just a salad, granted it's a pretty big salad, lunchtime-ish, and then, a couple cheese sticks and a slice of turkey or something, turkey lunch meat, which is really thin at dinner time, I maintain weight. So it's like, wow. So that's good for the survival food, right? It'll go further. But one of the best things you can do is not buy more stuff. It is not do anything except get in shape. And getting in shape is simple. Eat right and exercise. Diet and exercise. Who knew? Who knew? Something I've been trying to do, I have not been perfect at it, is not eat anything that's not good for me. I'm trying. Now, a brother the other night invited me over, since Sister Kate was gone, for pizza. So I went over and had pizza. That's not good for you. But look at it as fuel as opposed to make me feel good. If you need to lose weight. And some people are too skinny. There's one shofarian who I think is way too skinny, and I tell him, eat more. Seriously, you got to have some oomph behind you. So, look at that. Anyway, I picked that up from the video. Too many of them were too fat. Too many of them smoked. I mean, there were guys trying to give blocks of instruction while they were smoking. That's dumb. I guess we can get to that. And please, I don't want this to be one of those videos they really kind of irritate me, where people will like comment on a video while it's playing. I don't have the technology. I don't know what the technology is to do that, and I don't desire to do that. I think those people are robbing the creative juices of other people. It's like, some voice coach goes over somebody's music video and talks about it. Like you're anybody. Shut up. You're not doing anything. Or somebody, former Marine looks at, different videos, whatever. But I'm just thinking of points that I picked up personally that I'm sharing with you that I think will impact your life. Not that I'm critiquing them, because I think net overall, it was good that they got together and did the things. Please understand me on that. This is not me slamming those people at all. You know what? They got up off their butt. They traveled. They gathered. They did things. Everybody should do that. So yeah, we all need to get shit. They smoked. If you smoke, quit. I used to smoke, and then I dipped. And then I dipped Copenhagen and didn't spit. And if I was awake and not eating, I had Copenhagen in my mouth, and I didn't spit. So I know how to quit. Willpower. But wow, what a waste of money. What a waste of health. What a waste. So if you smoke, quit. There. Simple. Think of the money. You can spend it on bullets. Let's get to bullets. And this was what I almost did a video on exclusively. So they had some people giving instruction on firearms. And okay, I am who I am. I have trained men, women, and children, civilians, military, government, U.S., foreign. I've trained a lot of people on a lot of things, and a lot of that centered around firearms, okay? My wife is a certified NRA instructor and has trained lots and lots of people. And so I know how to train. I've been trained how to train. Kudos for the one who knew the most, probably, getting up and teaching. Kudos. But it's scary when people don't know what they don't know. I saw the most outrageous, unsafe gun handling on this video. And the one guy even, I was like, he was running a range and he had told everybody, hey, load 3 rounds in your handgun, and I want you to do this little shooty thing that takes 3 rounds. And some guy shoots 4 and then is waving his gun all over the flag and everybody. And he took the gun from him, unloaded it, and then told him, you go do medical training. You don't belong here. All right. Good for him. He made some egregious errors himself, though. They thought they were doing tactical training, setting up some little mini scenarios, and I know what I know, and they don't. It was awful. It was just awful. And so here's the point that I want to make. You need to find, for your group, you need to try to find an infantryman, or, praise God if you find some kind of special operator. You need to find one. Even if he's not in your crew, to train your crew. And you need to start with, I don't care what you think you know. I honestly don't care what you think you know. You need to tell this person, I want you to start us with just assessing our base level and then go from there. And you need to train all the way up to probably squad tactics, fire team tactics. A cop can't do it for you. A SWAT guy probably, depending on the SWAT team, might be able to, might not be able to. How do I know? I've trained a lot of SWAT guys. Some are very good. Some are woof. And they don't think they're woof. An infantryman, a grunt. They know what they're doing. I don't care if they were an E4. I don't care if they were a PFC. If they were a real infantryman, whether that's an 11 Bravo or whatever, or a, whatever they call them in the Marines. Is that an 03 Bravo or something? Marine, infantry. They know what they're doing. you should get this person to help you. Honestly, please do so. Shooting fast does not help you if you don't hit what you're shooting at. You need to be able to hit the target every time. Don't make it more complicated until you are consistently hitting the target you're shooting at. In other words, it does no good to practice shooting a target twice if you can't hit it once. You're just making noise and wasting money. It does no good to shoot 2 targets, bang, bang, if you can't hit 1 target twice, bang, bang. Right? So focus on the basics and build from there. It doesn't do you any good to extend. It doesn't do you any good to shoot and move if you can't stand still and hit what you're shooting at. So you shouldn't. You just shouldn't. And then as far as tactics go, you need somebody who actually knows tactics. It's not rocket science. Yes, there are books available. Most people don't learn things like tactics very well from a book, because despite all the, move here, keep a 10-meter spread, come online, blah, blah, blah. In my experience, and I've trained people in basic tactics, you need instructors on the ground to make corrections so that it, with people. So good on them for doing the best they could with what they had where they were at. I mean, just because we don't have an infantryman doesn't mean we're not going to do the best that we know how to do, right? I'm just saying, please try to find an infantryman. Please. They're out there. There's a lot of them. Well, how do you know if he was an infantryman? You're going to have conversations with people. So they did that, and then, they had their formations, and they saluted all kinds of crazy ways, and, okay. This is probably the military guy in me, but if you're going to have a formation and have your people salute, before you do that, you might want to teach people how to have a formation and how to salute. Whichever way you want to. The Air Force salutes a little bit differently than the Army does. Technically, it's supposed to be the same, but it's not. The British are certainly different. But, yeah, you should teach your people. Because it's all about, when you're doing that kind of thing, drill and ceremony, that's what it's called. It's all about having everybody do it the same. And we could go into that. There's goodness in that. So there's that. I have seen so many people, and I saw many people on this show, again, God bless their little heart, that don't have a clue what they're doing with handguns and holsters. It's just like, oh my goodness. Again, now here's where getting a SWAT guy would really help you. SWAT guys, in my experience, typically know their gear and know how to properly wear it and, use it. But let me tell you something. A floppy holster or a holster that's just in the wrong place or all over the place, no. Right? Because here's the thing. I mean, let's just cut to the chase. If you're training firearms, you're training to have to defend your life and the life of those you love and care about. It's a deadly, serious thing that you're doing. It's not about looking cool. It's not. It's about getting the firearm presented in an efficient, rapid manner and getting hits on the target to make it stop doing whatever it is that made you start shooting at it in the first place. So you need training. If you have not had Combat Handgun 101, it goes by different names with different professional instructors, you need to get it. You need to go spend some money and get it. You will learn so much. I see so many people. I see them on YouTube. They've probably watched 50 YouTubes and then they think they know what they're doing. And they get out there and it's just like facepalm, right? So please get some training in that regard. The time could be coming when you won't be able to conduct, to receive overt firearms training. That's a signature away from not being able to do it. Talk to the people in England. Talk to the people in Australia. It makes me sad when I watch these UK preppers who have like all this military kit. Why military kit? Because it's made to go through Armageddon. You know, it's tough. It works. Is it the lightest, coolest? No, but it works. So they have all this cool gear and they have like pellet rifles. When you know what they want is an AR-15 or an AK and a Glock. You know they do. And they can't have it. And I don't know what their rules are, but I'd be willing to bet in a land where you're not allowed to walk around with a pocket knife in your pocket. You can't be out there doing fire team tactics, right? But the thing is, when you've got raiders coming in from 2 different axes into your survivalist retreat, you're going to want to use fire team tactics. And so you're going to have to know how to do it. So again, back to the videos that kind of spurred this. Good for them. They were doing the best they could with what they had. They should spend some effort recruiting people who know what they're doing. And I did just hear something that I need to address, so I will see you out there.